Oh, look at that. We're live for another Joking Adventure Hour. This is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2023. Hello to X Rumble and BitChute. Hello to Lurkers Bots. Hello to the chat. Hello to George.
Greetings, everybody. Greetings.
We stream every night because the stories are real, but the news may be fake.
Oh, very fake.
And before we jump into the story, be sure to get your copy of The Immortal Mask, a 200-page graphic novel, on sale now at Dinales.com, CriticalBlast.com, and Amazon.com. .coms. All right. First up is Clown Whirl. Remember this woman who went viral for stealing a Knicks New York City trash can and dumping its content onto the street? Turns out she was a senior DEI executive at J.P. Morgan Chase. And now...
Whoa. Are you telling me Mario Wannabe here is working at Chase?
Was formerly working at Chase, because now she's been fired.
So what was she doing? Was she making sure that the garbage collection people had a job?
Apparently that was her way of protesting President Trump being at the Knicks game. And you fall utterly silent. Hello? Hello?
Uh-huh.
Nothing?
I got nothing. I mean, I already roasted her for looking like a Mario wannabe and wanting to give garbage collection people. Do you really have to bring this stupidness up? Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Is this coming back now? Is this a thing?
They're trying. So just remember, people, if you're thinking of if you're falling temptation into wearing a mask again, just remember this.
Mm-hmm.
Just remember, when you sit down, you're able to eat, apparently, sitting down. And if you think this looks stupid, it is. It is, George. It is.
Yeah, it is. Just gross, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Moving on to the next one. And this was from N Wokeness, who reposted this. Rapper Response 47. Donald J. Trump from his Truth Social. 19 million barrels of oil flowed out of Hamas Strait yesterday, an all-time record. Oil prices are tumbling down, and the world is a much safer place. President Donald J. Trump. So we should start seeing our gas prices, slowly, come down.
Yeah.
Come down. Come down. Come down. All right, so we have an update on that reporter's mom. Gunter Eagleman, tragic update. Nancy Guthrie, 84, dead after brutal abduction at Tulsa. Random note says she was buried with nature. Federal sources confirmed that the beloved grandmother was killed after being taken from her home. Sick ransom notes demanded millions in Bitcoin. One even says she was buried with nature. The masked suspect caught on the door cam, still no arrest. This is heartbreaking, pure evil targeting the vulnerable. Prayer for the Guthrie family as they seek closure and justice. The $1.2 million reward is still active.
Wow.
Crazy. MJ Truth Ultra, while there's plenty of black builders, wanting you to feel like all is lost, fade their voice into silence, remember the blessing. Tomorrow will be the 4th-year anniversary since Roe versus Wade was overturned. Never in my life did I imagine it would be overturned, and by the grace of God, it did. Roe versus Wade surrounded a lady named Nora McCorvey, aka Jane Roe, who after feeling deep remorse and regrets years later, got baptized and later revealed she lied. She was never raped. She never even had an abortion. She brought her 3rd child to term, and that child was adopted. This SCOTUS decision alone will go down in history as one of the greatest decisions ever made, fundamental to nuclear family.
Jane Roe's story was a terrible one. She said she had been gang raped, gotten pregnant, was desperate to get an abortion. That's what everyone believed as long as Jane Roe remained anonymous. When she went public, she told a different story.
You were raped while you were in Georgia?
No, I wasn't.
You were not?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, so all those stories that are in the books and so forth are not true?
Yes, sir. Yes.
They're not true.
Right.
And it turned out that lying wasn't the only embarrassment this darling of the pro-choice forces presented. In her personal treatise published last year, Norma McCorvey told the story of her somewhat sordid life. Then she still adamantly supported abortion. Now she adds that to the list of sins she took with her into the baptismal pool.
I've cheated people out of money. I've sold drugs. I was an abusive alcoholic for many years. I've done a lot against his teachings. But I think the far greater sin that I did was to be the plaintiff in Roe versus Wade.
And what's amazing is this was years ago, George. You could tell by the thing, and from that should have been an appeal and say, hey, that whole decision was made on the basis of fraud. It should be evacuated, that decision.
Yeah.
And they didn't. And it took 4 years ago, George, 4 years ago to overturn that sucker.
Yeah. That blows. That's like an administration term.
Yeah.
I want you to meet Jane Roe of the famed case Roe versus Wade. She is Norma McCorvey, and she's at our studios in New York. How, Norma, did you get to be Roe?
Well, basically, Larry, I just went to, I found myself pregnant for the 3rd time. I found out where an illegal abortion clinic was in Dallas. I went to it. It had been closed about a week before I had gotten there. I went away. Then I told the attorney who was handling the adoption case that I thought I wanted to have an abortion.
Your baby was brought to term and adopted, right?
Yes, sir, it was.
So you never had an abortion?
No, sir, I never have.
And they then took you as their symbolic case to go to the court?
Yes, sir. But I didn't attend any of the court hearings or testify or anything like that.
Just knew you didn't want a baby?
Yes.
And why didn't you want a baby?
Well, I already had 2 babies. I just really didn't want to bring another child into this world. I knew I couldn't take care of it.
And now your position is that it should go back to where it was? No abortions?
Well, I would like to see Roe versus Wade overturned, but I'm not out trying.
There you go.
Wow.
Nothing else I have to say. She'll try to cushion it because of the climate at the time. But she said what she had to say, which was, hey, I got money out of this, and
I'll tell that out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of
you
people
fell for it.
And a lot of babies suffer for it. And that's on her.
What an asshole.
Colonel Tom Watkins responds, yep, that's quite an outfit. Especially the part where the CIA loved Escobar until they didn't. That started right around the time he cut the U.S. banks out of the lottery scheme and prefer Panama And right about the time he decided to send Colombians to replace the CIA Cuban exile narco trafficker as the inside U.S. network operator. Then he has to go. His assassination was ordered and carried out. Those are the rules. Stay inside the approved system or get eliminated. And this is J.R. R.J. Maru. The CIA Banzer plan targeted this left-wing movement within the church in Latin America that railed against U.S. imperialism. CIA allied with drug cartels to expand the coca production to pay mercenary. The Vatican Bank then laundered the cartel money, financing church bombing, clergy assassinations. Let's look a little bit deeper here. The bishop condemned the Holy See's alignment with the powerful elite and denounced the oppression of the Latin American people, not only by a strong-armed dictator, but also by the United States and other first-world countries. The most pressing issue of the day, they declared, was not the economic development, but the political oppression. What's more, in an official proclamation known as the Medici document, the clergy declared that violence is sometimes necessary when directed against the government and social institution. You know, I know they're going to skip over to this other highlight, but I think we're losing a little bit of context if I don't read the middle portion here. New York Governor Nelson Rockefeller foresaw the danger of theology after his 1969 tour of Latin America on President Nixon's behalf. He warned the U.S. business community that the anti-imperialist nature of the Medellin documents, the Rockefeller Report, which became the base of Nixon's Latin American policy, spoke of the need for emergence of military regime that would put an end to the movement, and warned of Nixon administration that it's better to keep an eye on the Catholic Church south of the border, since it's suddenly become vulnerable to subversive penetration. Hey, boss, the Catholics did not blame ball here. Pope Paul VI was at his wit's end after trying to appease the leftists with a series of social justice encyclicals and pronouncements. He realized that the only way he could assert his papal authority was by force. Such force, of course, could not be overt. It could only be unleashed by the Catholic organization, including Opus Dei, the Catholic Action, working in tandem with the Nixon and CIA. So the Catholic Church had their paramilitary outfit working with our own intelligence network to suppress the Latin American country, George. Operation Concord, a program intended to eradicate the communist group and movement throughout the South America, got underway in the early 1970s when Opus Dios elicited support from the Chilean bishop for overthrow of the democratically elected government of the president Salvador Allende. The Catholic Church began to work closely with the CIA-funded organization as the Fatherland in Liberty, which subsequently became the dreaded Chilean secret police. In 1971, the CIA began shelling out millions to the Chilean Institute of General Studies, or otherwise known as IGS, the opium big think tank for planning the revolution. IGS member included lawyer, free market economics, executive from influential publications such as Hernan Cubitos, founder of Que Pasa, and Opus Diaz magazine and publisher of El Murciélago, the largest newspaper in Santiago and one that was subsidized by the CIA. After the coup, a number of IGS technocrats became cabinet members and advisor to the ruling military, Junta, and the Cubitos became to serve as Chile's new foreign minister. Immediately upon seizing control of the presidency, General Augusto Pinochet rounded up thousands of alleged communists in a national stadium for execution. In 1975, the Bolivian Interior Ministry publicly acknowledged subsidies of the CIA, drew up a master plan with the help of the Vatican's official for elimination of liberation theology, dubbed as the Panzer Banzer plan after Hugo Banzer Suarez, Bolivian right-wing dictator who fancied himself the defender of Christian civilization. The scheme was adopted by 10 Latin American governments. The Banzer had come into power in Bolivia as a result of a 3-day coup in August of 1971 that left 110 people dead and 600 wounded. The coup has recently declassified. The U.S. Department document shows was funded by the CIA as part of Operation Condor.
Oh, come on.
In order to mount a master plan, Banzer relied on Klaus Barbie, who recruited a mercenary army of neo-fascist terrorists, including Staffandello Accialia. To fund the army, Banzer ordered the coca trees to be planted throughout the country, ailing crop fields. Between 1974 and 1980, the number of coca production tripled. The coca was exported to Colombia cartel laboratories, which were CIA funded, including Barbie's Trans-Mauritania. The multi-billion-dollar industry was born. The tremendous upsurge in coca supplies from Bolivia sharply drove down the prices of cocaine, fueling a huge new market in the rise of Colombia cartels. The street price of cocaine in 1975 was $1,500 a gram. Within a decade, the price fell to $200 grams. The CIA became active participant in this new drug network by creating a pipeline between the Colombia cartels in the new black neighborhoods of Compton and Los Angeles. They were purposely shoving this into the black neighborhoods, George.
Straight out of Compton.
Yeah. The pipeline was unearthed by Gary Webb, a reporter of the San Jose Mercury News. In 1996, Webb's finding resulted in an investigation by the U.S. Senate, which served to confirm his claims. In a prior enactment of the Banzer Plan, the Vatican played a role in the emergence of the cocaine trade by offering the drug cartel as its money laundering service in exchange for stiff fees. The Vatican Bank was serving as money laundering, George.
Well, they need a little extra cash,
To initiate this process, the Holy See established a chain of shell companies in Panama and the Bahamas that transfer deposits from the cartels to Blanco and Morosino and the Italian banks under Sandonia control. So now we understand why the whole Panama paper was such a big deal, George, because it also revealed the existence of the Vatican's dirty hands in it, not just other people's. From the private and political bends, the money flow to the IOR, and from the IOR, financial firms in Switzerland, Luxembourg, and Liechtenstein. The first shell company established by the Vatican for this purpose was Celestian Overseas Bank in the Bahamas, COB, Credit on Bank. Celestine was set up by Sandonia, Roberto Cavi, and Archbishop Marcinicus through Blanco Animoso Holding, a Luxembourg company under the Holy See's control. By the time Operation Concord got underway, Celestine was receiving regular deposits of millions of cash from Pablo Escobar and other Latin American drug chieftains. Celestine functions solely as a laundry for black money. On any given day throughout 1970, the shell company held $75 million in cash deposit. Celestine's immediate success caused Archbishop Marcinicus to proclaim that the shell company represented a perfect crime. Once the Banzer plan got underway, Bolivian officials began compiling dossiers on church activists, censoring and shutting down progressive Catholic media outlet, planting communist literature on church premises, and arresting or expelling undesirable foreign priests and nuns. The CIA also funded anti-Marxist religious groups that engaged in a wide range of covert operations, from bombing churches to overthrowing constitutionally elected government. The plan gave rise to a series of clerical assassinations, culminating in the murder of Archbishop Oscar Anafano Romano, a leading proponent of liberation theology.
Holy smokes.
And then last page, in 1975, the Bolivian Interior Ministry had publicly acknowledged the subsidies of the CIA, drew up a master plan with the help of the delegates official for the elimination of the liberation theology, dubbed the Panzer Plan after Hugo Panzer. Yep. So it's kind of repeating the whole thing again, but yeah, there you go. What craziness. So, you know, and this wasn't touched on the movie, George. You don't know why it was so bad, but it was bad. Lives of TikTok. The Montreal shooter was an unhinged radical leftist, story to disappear in 3, 2, 1. Ezra Levant. The Montreal murderer was a Jew-hating communist censor. The murderer in Montreal was named Seth Hatfield from Alberta. He murdered policemen in shooting spree in a Jewish quote neighborhood in Montreal. Soon after, the government journals at the CBC and elsewhere describe a manifesto that he left behind. None of them published the actual document. They quoted the odd phrase from him, calling him an incel. It turned blah 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 blah. You know what's funny? They're not talking about. You know what's so funny? What they're not talking about? This is a story that we didn't talk about yesterday because it was a little bit too graphic, right? This one is the one with the police woman, right? This was in front of the Pornhub HQ.
No way.
Yeah. And as we read, a certain Jewish person owns Pornhub. A rabbi was going to the headquarters of Pornhub, and you had this crazy person who's, I guess, a Muslim shooting, and somebody dying, which was a police person. So
and the person, where's it? The person who, what do you call it again? And the innocent bystander that got shot by the cop.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's funny. You don't see it here. You don't see it here. I was looking at it. Yeah, it's a manifesto. Every manifesto, every crook has its days. Here it is. So we're just going to go a little bullet point. So, profound sadness right here. Shooter was a communist incel jihadist. The attack was directed at Jewish Pornhub. He killed a Muslim cop instead. The only other victim was killed by a female cop. This feels like a shit post, but this is what happened.
It's sad all around.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
Where are we? Oh, by the way, okay. What's next is Trump. This is from Polymark. Market, excuse me. Trump had announced part of his.
You're not sharing it. There it is.
No, it's taking a moment, George.
No.
Polymark. Trump is reportedly backing a $17.5 billion nuclear push aimed at speeding construction of 10 new Westinghouse reactor across the U.S. This is part of his new quantum initiative that he wants to speed this along.
Cool.
Yeah. More power. All right, SCOTUS Wire. In a 6-3 vote, the Supreme Court ruled that the Louisiana officer who forcibly shaved a Rastafarian inmate hair cannot be sued personally under the RLUIPA, holding that only the prison system, not the individual employee, consented to the federal liability. So what is the RLUIPA? It's the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Person Act of 2000. Basically, you have certain protections while you're in custody, in prison, right? And basically, one of the inmates saying, don't cut my hair because that's my religious belief, and they cut the hair anyways. So he would end up suing the guard who cut his hair using the Religious Land Use and Institutionalized Person Act as his basis, and the Supreme Court says no, that's only applied to the system itself. You, sir, sued the wrong plaintiff.
Oh no.
Yep. Which, I think that's what has to happen, George. That's a key idea. Think about it. It hasn't been many times where we read the courts and say you don't have standing because it's the wrong plaintiff. They were suing the wrong plaintiff, George.
That sucks.
Yep. SCOTUS, again, in a 6-3 to vote, the Supreme Court rules that the Helms-Burton Act itself strips Cuban state-owned companies sovereignty immunity, allowing Exxon billion-dollar lawsuit over property seized after Castro 1960 nationalization to proceed in U.S. courts. The only reason why I think this is happening is because we're setting up to cook fried and deep fried Cuba now. Not that Iran is kind of finished.
Yeah, so this thing about Iran, holy smokes.
Mm-hmm.
So Iran's trying to backtrack and pull the whole thing.
Yeah.
And the Trump administration is saying, nope.
Nope.
Nope, 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 big nope.
Yeah, he basically said you got no power to backtrack. Because I'll keep bombing you until there's nobody left.
Yeah, the part that caught my attention was like, you pull out, you'll never make it back home.
Exactly.
That's like, holy smokes.
Yeah, you pull out, and you're dead. How? Who knows? You'll wake up dead. And Iran was trying to pull out because they said that Israel still had armies in Libya, and that they were going to pull out because Israel wasn't, playing ball or something like that.
Yeah, but this is what we picked up on social media.
Yeah.
Is it accurate? I don't think so.
Well, we don't know
because everyone keeps saying, "Oh, we know what the deal is. We know what the deal is." It's like
nobody knows what the deal is.
Bullshit. You weren't in the room. You don't know what the deal is.
What's the deals? Who's the deals? Where's the deal? Can I get a deal?
Yep.
All right, Katie, at a 6-3 Supreme Court rules that the government can strip green card holders of their status if they travel abroad while facing criminal charges. Facing penalty allegations are enough to subject them to burdensome proceeding. SCOTUS liberal dissent. So what this means is, hey, you have a court. Hey, you decide to leave the country while you have pending charges. Guess what, buddy? Stay out of the country, and we strip you of your status to come back in. And they don't have to go to an immigration judge to do so. They could just do it. Boom, just do it. What is your thought, George?
I don't know. If you know what this feels like, it feels like there's going to be what do you call those things called? After the court decision is made, an appeal. It feels like an appeal. This is ripe for an appeal.
I don't think an appeal is going to happen.
Are you sure?
Because
Bill Gates has put everything on appeal.
I mean, if he tries to do an appeal, right? Who are they going to appeal to?
Well, they could appeal to people's moral standards,
Mm-hmm.
and write a firmly worded, letter of
Uh-huh.
anger
Yeah.
with a lot of angry syllables and adjectives.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too crazy.
I mean, it's crazy that you're appealing when you're running away from the law. Oh, you're a green holder. You run from the law because you have pending criminal charges. You know what? You can stay in whatever country you left for.
Oh my God, this thing here. Where did my USID dollars go?
Yeah.
Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru, Republic Dominican, Cuba, Caribbean, Greenland, El Salvador, too, Puerto Rico, Colombia, Venezuela, Honduras, Guyana, and still Guatemala, Bolivia, then Argentina, and Ecuador, Chile, Brazil.
I mean, I gotta stop it for YouTube.
It's okay. We'll just delete it from YouTube.
See YouTube.
Costa Rica, Belize, Nicaragua.
This song should be how many countries still exist?
On this side, all of them. On the other side, most of them. Czechoslovakia is split up to Czech and Slovakia. It's only in Europe where all the changes has been made. Everybody else has been kind of stable.
India, Pakistan, Burma, Afghanistan, Thailand, Nepal, and Bhutan, and China, Malaysia, then Bangladesh, Asia, and Canada, Japan.
Zimbabwe was Rhodesia. Makes sense as far as but yeah. You know what's amazing about this song? Paul Rubin, I think that's his name, did this whole song in one take.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he
Wait,
says
Paul Rubin. Are you talking about Pee Wee Herman?
No, not Paul Rubin. What's his name? Who did Raphael in the Ninja Turtles?
Oh, okay. I never memorized the actors for the Turtles. I just it's the Turtles. That's it. It's not like they're Kevin Conroy,
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's a famous how you can say a famous.
Well, not famous enough that I don't remember or don't know.
You do Rob Paulson.
It's not ringing a bell.
Nothing coming to mind.
Not even close.
You're like
I'm even picking my teeth while I'm trying to answer you.
Picking the teeth. Shoot. Trying to think of very. Okay.
Egypt, Benin, Japan, Tanzania, Somalia, Kenya, and Mali, Sierra Leone, and Algeria.
So there you go. That's where all your monies were going. Or actually, all of my money was going.
Huh.
Interesting. Colonel Talon Watkins, typical Democrat socialist, and plays the victim. Roe wants to steal money from private citizens out of the power to tax an individual, which is unconstitutional by the federal government, that he deems wealthy, which will always be defined as everyone above where he currently is perched. Roe knows wealth exists only on paper and not on a bank because it involves asset values and not actual dollar. He doesn't care. Nor does he actually care about the poor people. If he did, he'd be writing a check to the Treasury, giving 5% of his wealth to each to it each month. He'll lead by example if he was a leader, which he's definitely not. He's a whiny bitch that screeches at others to do what he will not, under any circumstances, do himself. And he knows that the USAID is an extension of the CIA and work to regime change. He betted on it daily in stock trade because he had inside information on what exactly where the next hot action was taking place. That's why he's pissed that this USAID was defunded. Yeah, no more inside tracking for his trademarks. Stock change. Rokana, if you're wondering what all the fuss is about with Elon going after me, X itself gives a pretty fair summary. Elon Musk threatened lawsuit against Representative Ro Katana over USAID cuts. The dispute stems from Doge overhaul of USAID, which placed nearly all 10,000 staff on leave, canceled over 90% of the contract, and shifted the operation to the State Department. Katana cited in July 2025 Lancet study projection 14 million deaths by 2030, including 4.5 children under 5. If the funding continues, Musk countered that no children have died and highlighted a major bribery scandal involving $550 million in USAID contract. Musk labeled Catan Roe the robber over his family's 38,000 trades worth of $631 million since 2017, while Catan challenged him to a debate and denied wrongdoing, attributing trade to his wife's trust. USAID funded the Maidan's revolution in Ukraine in 2014 that directly led to the 2014-2022 Donbass war that kills 15,000, and the subsequent 2022 Russian-Ukraine war, which killed 300,000. So USA supporter did murder people. By the logic, yes. So that's the summary. And we just had Yakub sing of all the countries. Open the bar! Open! 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 Open the bar! Open the bar! Open the bar! Open the bar! Open!
What the hell is this about?
Open the bar. French fans waiting for the bar to open in Philadelphia. They report that the United States does not have a quote unquote deep state, according to former senior intelligence officer Theodore J. Singer. Yes, the CIA does.
Are you a criminal? It said they asked the criminal, "Are you a criminal?" No, I'm not a criminal. Of course,
I'm a professional relocation specialist.
Yeah. It's like CNN. Hey, are you doing fraud? No, you're not? Okay.
I 10 calls and they confirmed they're not making any frauds. Elon Musk, correct. Alex, this is the real reason why they're mad at Elon and Doge for shutting down USAID. Justice.gov, USAID official and 3 corporate executives pleaded guilty to decade-long bribery scheme involving over $550 million in contracts. 2 criminal companies admitted criminal liability for bribery scheme and security fraud. United States Attorney Office, former USAID employee pleads guilty to CARES Act fraud. Former contractor of USAID funded program extradited to the United States, convicted and sentenced for conspiracy to obtain grant money through fraud. Director on USAID project arrested for 9-year fraud scheme. Office of Inspector General. Have you been noticing fraud?
Yeah.
Fraud. So, I mean,
today we are announcing federal and state charges, all of which were charged or unsealed at some point over the past 2 weeks, the past 14 days. Coordinated nationwide action. Since June 8th, we've charged 455 defendants across 56, like I said a minute ago, U.S. attorneys' offices, and 45 U.S. states and territories. As alleged in the various indictments, these individuals participated in healthcare fraud schemes involving over $6.5 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs. The team around me will get into more specifics, but here are a few points that stand out. In one indictment, we're bringing charges against a corporate executive in Arizona in connection to over a $1 billion fraud involving unnecessary wound grafts. Today, we are announcing federal and state charges, all of which were charged or unsealed at some point over the past 2 weeks, the past 14 days. Coordinated nationwide action. Since June 8th, we've charged 455 defendants across 56, like I said a minute ago, U.S. attorneys' offices, and 45 U.S. states and territories. As alleged in the various indictments, these individuals participated in healthcare fraud schemes involving over $6.5 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs.
This includes purchasing of diamonds, Ferraris, and a boat named Butt Naked.
Are you serious?
Yes.
The team around me will get into more specifics, but here are a few points that stand out. In one indictment, we're bringing charges against a corporate executive in Arizona in connection to over a $1 billion fraud involving unnecessary wound grafts. Today, we are announcing federal and state charges, all of which were charged or unsealed at some point over the past 2 weeks, the past 14 days. Coordinated nationwide action. Since June 8th, we've charged 455 defendants across 56, like I said a minute ago, U.S. attorneys' offices, and 45 U.S. states and territories. As alleged in the various indictments, these individuals participated in healthcare fraud schemes involving over $6.5 billion in false claims submitted to Medicare, Medicaid, and other healthcare programs. The team around me will get into more specifics, but here are a few points that stand out. In one indictment, we're bringing charges against a corporate executive in Arizona in connection to over a $1 billion fraud involving unnecessary wound grafts. Today, we are announcing federal and state charges, all of which were charged or unsealed at some point over the past 2 weeks, the past 14 days. Coordinated nationwide action. Since June 8th, we've charged 455 defendants across 56, like I said a minute ago, U.S. attorneys' offices, and 45 U.S. states and territories. As alleged in the very...
Just a reminder, how much, George?
Why?
Girl Carrie.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. Look at this.
F.
And then leave it. In America, a lot better, honey. We've already got 3 items.
I can refill this 1,000 times.
Yeah, but you won't drink 1,000 cups of Coca-Cola.
And it's free.
You paid for it. You paid it.
Once.
The cheese balls we in Mikey's house. No time to talk.
What? I asked a medium size. That's medium. Ma che medium? Madonna! My entire family can drink from here for 1 month.
This is probably the best store I've ever been.
Look at these. These are nice. What is this? Your pancakes you ordered. I ordered 1 pancake. That's 1 pancake. This is 1 pancake? Yeah, welcome to America. You know, I used to be little like you. Now look at me.
I think we overordered, y'all. This is massive! For comparison. Tell me you're in America without telling me you are in America. I've just been handed my drink.
All this car stuff, but I'm in heaven. What's happening? I can get bread, milk, and an air rifle.
That's not an air rifle, that's an actual rifle.
Yeah.
God bless him. He thought it was an air rifle.
The NRA, everybody, they really have been. They've been with me right from the beginning.
This is from Nick.
And Bill asked me, would I support the national right to carry legislation? How do you feel about national right to carry? That's my free poll. You know what that is? That's a free poll. I don't have to pay $300,000 to somebody that doesn't even do polling, you know, to give you phony numbers. See, those are real numbers. National right to carry. Yeah, we're working on it. The NRA, everybody, they really have been.
So he's pushing national right to carry.
Yeah.
I mean, no more common gun laws. Eric, crews are now having to install fencing for the Lincoln reflection pools after leftists infiltrated and vandalized it. It didn't infiltrate, but he did vandalize it. Just to make President Trump look bad, it's nearly impossible to coexist with insufferable traitors who prefer filth and dilapidation to beauty. Keep arresting the vandals, criminally charge them. The period will begin soon. Hey, George, you know what? This is like the 4th time that they have to put fence up. I wonder what's happening, because every time they have to put a fence, you know, the National Guard is involved.
Yep.
I think we're going to see some fireworks and not just
I think what's going on here is when what's it called?
Mm-hmm.
When the crazy people start putting what do you call it, powerful algae in the water.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's technically considered a bio weapon attack.
Could be right. Could be right.
And the people, including an Olympic athlete, are going to go to jail for a very long time.
Yeah. He won't be able to canoe his way out of that mess.
They won't be able to.
This morning, we're here to announce
their little paycheck, their protest paychecks.
You know, I mean, I guess they don't have to worry about food and housing. They'll have it for 10 years. 5 on good behavior.
Yep.
What are you in for? For messing up the reflecting pools.
and the inmate's going like, oh, you're fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'm in here for murder, but you're screwed.
Florida is launching an aggressive price transparency crackdown on major corporate health care middlemen. AG James Uthermeyer announced his office has slapped the healthcare giant CVS when it investigates subpoena over drug prices. CVS Health Corporation both owns its own PBM Caremark as well as CVS pharmacies that are close to most Americans. So basically, they're going to see if CVS is actually price gouging.
Yep.
It's not going to look good.
That's bullshit.
We're back.
That's really good AI, what you saw there. And people are stupid enough to fall for it. You know, there was a really good AI where a guy jumps off of a 2-story height, lands like Captain America, and then continues running.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people bought that bullshit.
Yeah. I thought it was a funny meme. By the way, KHOU or K Houston 11 News Houston. Have you seen Gracie? A giraffe is loose in Texas Hill Country, and her owners are asking for the public health to bring her home. When they have to describe her, it's a Longfoot equine like creature with horns on the head, 2 little knob horns. If you see her, don't go up to her, just call us. She startles easily.
This is as stupid as the train's been hijacked. We don't know where the train is. And you go like, are you fucking kidding me? It's a track. The train is on a track. It goes in that direction. And then if you look 180 degrees,
it goes the other
direction. In the opposite direction.
Yeah.
It goes in that direction too.
Right.
It's like,
it's kind of hard to hide a train.
That's every single time I see these movies about a train robbery.
Yeah.
Or a train hijack.
Yeah.
And all that's bullshit. I go like, it's on a fucking track. You know where it's going. You know where it's been.
Mr. President, we've lost a train.
Yes. There was even one TV series called Hostage, I think it is, or Hijack.
Yeah.
With what's his name? The guy who plays Hendel in the Thor movies. The Black James Bond.
Yeah. Isra. Isra Alba.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Or Alba Isra. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, that guy, right?
Yeah.
All right, and you know he's on the train, and the train gets hijacked, and you know central control goes, train got hijacked. Okay, where's the train now? We don't know. I go, oh, you fucking kidding? They turned off the train transponder. Oh no! Oh no! It's the stupidest thing. Turn off the power to the line. How about that? How about sending police, 2-3 stops in that direction? Send police 2-3 stops in the other direction. I mean, come on. Oh. It's a freaking giraffe. What's it going to do? It's going to hide behind tall trees? It's the old joke. You know what? You know why elephants, are have you ever seen an elephant in a tree? Have you ever seen an elephant hide in a tree?
Yeah. If you don't stare at it closely.
No, the answer is no. I've never seen an elephant hide in the tree. You know why?
Why?
Because they're so good at hiding. It's a freaking giraffe. Where's it going to hide? Oh, it's like what that joke on The Simpsons or Family Guy.
Yeah.
Knight Rider, except it's a boat. All right, and all the action, all the robberies, all the evil bad guys, all take place in a dock. Right.
Yeah.
Or how about this one? You're gonna love this one, eh? There's a shark in the pool. A pool, just a standard 50, like 20-foot pool. There's a monster in the pool. It's a clear pool. It's not like it's muddy and all that stuff. It's a clear pool. All you have to do is just don't go in the pool, and you won't die. Just don't go in the pool. In fact, just press the button and empty out the water in the pool. Where's this giraffe? I mean, there's not a lot of places where there's enough trees and bushes to hide a freaking giraffe.
I don't know, George. Those giraffes are really tall. It hurts my neck to look up.
You know, actually, I can. You know what? Now that you said that, I can see that happening. There was a commercial back in the '90s where people were on their phones constantly traveling to and from work.
Yeah.
To the point where, monsters walked downtown Toronto, and no one paid attention. They literally lumbered through the downtown core of Toronto, and no one paid attention because everyone's busy on their phone. I can see that. I can see
that. Next up, John Rees, person of interest. Scott has already ruled that judges like Sparkle Shook Anand cannot issue nationwide injunction, but she did it anyways. On a case that has not even developed yet into ripeness, they should have just ignored her ruling since it violates SCOTUS precedents, which is why I said it was retarded, because it's already been ruled that she couldn't do that anyways.
Yep.
Sometimes you just wonder. Speaking of the mentally challenged, a Canadian town, this is from Drexrow, is recognizing tree as sentient beings with their own right. Terras Valderu announced it would sign a petition in support of the Universal Declaration of the Rights of Trees.
Wait, who said that? Is this a vegan people?
It's a Canadian town with Terrace. It's a French Canadian Canadian town.
Yeah, I know, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
The people that brought this thing up, are they vegans?
I don't know.
Or are they meat eaters?
You know, if they're French Canadians, they're eating the frogs.
So they're they're fruity people.
Yes.
Okay.
They like to taste the rainbow. So, Johnny Midnight, 8 arrests after a secret underground bunker in Alabama was discovered where children as young as 3 were drugged, restrained, and filmed for over 2 years. At least 10 children from 3 to 5 were victimized over a period of more than 2 years. These people were monsters. So, yeah, kind of like a follow-up of that story where they found underground bunker where snuff films and child sexual abuse materials were being created.
Wow.
And, you know, these guys won't survive prison, that's for sure. Good question, Elon Musk. Kaneko the Great. Why did Fauci, NIAID, and USAID spend $44 million in U.S. taxpayer funding to the Wuhan scientists studying the risk of a bat coronavirus emergence, who later became the world's first known Corona-19 case?
What?
It's almost as Fauci's NIAID and USAID funded the creation of COVID-19. But that wouldn't be strange. Oh, here's the invoice of said thing. Here's something that's going to probably blow your mind away, George. Possibly. This is Mike Benz. I wonder how many lives USAID counted for these fake HIV prevention workshop the USAID's own internal member call the perfect excuse to set up a front for regime change work. Washington Post. USAID used HIV program in Cuba to foment rebellion. An Obama administration, this is August 4th, 2014, secretly dispatched young Latin Americans to Cuba using the cover of health and civic program to provoke the Cuban government. Beginning as early as October 2009, a project overseen by U.S. Agency for International Development sent Venezuelans, Costa Ricans, and Peruvian young people to Cuba in hopes of beginning up rebellion, travel, work undercover, often posing as tourists, travel around the island scouting for people they could turn into political activists. In one case, the workers formed a HIV prevention workshop that memos called perfect excuse for the program's political goals, a cabinet that could undermine America's efforts to improve health globally. Hey, George, how many aid assistance was really about aid and not put there to give them the excuse to go in there?
Lots.
Well, for one Antifa, George, the book was thrown at them. This is from Andy No. Breaking exclusive. Benjamin Song, the ringleader of the Northern Texas Antifa terror cell, has been sentenced to 100 years in federal prison today in Fort Worth. The sending of 7 other valiant co-conspirators are going to turn on notification. So the other one says saying one got 30 years, the other one got 50, the other 6 got 70, and then Mr. Song got 100 years sentence.
Wow. Oops. Give me a second. I gotta mute myself for a moment.
Yep. All right. AF, United States Attorney Bill Essay, 455 defendants charged today in national healthcare fraud takedown. California Post, massive 27 million Los Angeles hospice fraud revealed as medical scammer used dead patients to fund lavish lifestyles.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, all those dead people. He's still alive. He's frozen. He's stiff. He's not moving. He's like cardboard paper. See all this rottingness around the sheets? That's not him pissing himself. That's the body's less exsanguination and corvus. This corpse has been dead for over a week.
That blows.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, oh, by the way, in wokeness, this is what USAID money was funding. Hey, remember this? The terrorists? You see what's behind the terrorists?
What?
Right here. You see right here?
Yeah.
Are you able to read it?
No.
It says USAID.
Oh, come on.
Yes.
Well, they couldn't even hide that?
No, they couldn't even hide it.
Wow. I bet they were able to track those guys down real quick.
They were part of the program. That's why they didn't do anything to them. Oh no. Oh no. Senator Eric Smith, USAID is dead and must stay dead. Western civilization cannot survive while financing its own destruction. USAID was a tribute paid by American workers to the managerial class global ideological project. It was a piggy bank of the left NGOs network. Katie Miller, this is what Doge found USAID money was being spent on. $4.8 million to Ukraine's public affairs office in Kiev to fund social media influencer. $2.1 million to Paraguay to enhance their border security. Ukrainian women led deciding to fly to Paris fashion zones. $2 million on transgender surgery, hormone therapy, and gender-affirming care in Guatemala. $3 million to promote a girl-centric climate action in Brazil. $25 million for transgender opera in Colombia. $32,000 in Peru for a comic book featuring trans hero to tackle social and mental health issue. $20,000 for a DEI promoted drag theater show in Ecuador. $20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. $6 million to boast sustainable tourism in Egypt, plus $50 million in Tunisia's tourism. $87.9 million to help Afghans farm, which happens to be poppy seeds or poppy fields. Gotta get that opium. Opium, George. Opium.
Yep.
$70,000 for live music event promoting diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in Ireland. Over $45 million funneled to Echo Health Alliance, the group linked to the Wuhan Institute of Virology and likely origins of COVID. And $15 million to Taliban control Afghanistan for oral contraceptives and condom. Yeah. Hey, we're winning. We are sure winning, George.
Yep.
Winning. Okay. Colonel Town walk-ins. Where are the USAID? Where the USAID being funded crowd now? Daily Wire's funds are drying up. I'm sure it's a coincidence, right? Semaphore exclusive. The Daily Wire is in talks to take on at least $100 million in strategic investment with an eye on an IPO.
Oh my gosh, that makes sense. Why the guy would blow so much money doing like a Game of Thrones TV series, which really sucks, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, listen to me, because I'm going to tell the truth 95% of the time, but the critical 5% is where I'll stab you in the back. Don't fall for the psyops. And then last but not least, MAGA Cult Slayer. I told you, it's all about our biscuits and gravy. This Britishman is slowly turning into an American.
Good gosh, I want that.
Look at this portion. Every time. Every time.
Dad! Dad!
That gravy, honestly. I swear, if England had biscuits and gravy, this would be our national dish. 100%. Something else, something special. The Brits are just missing out on biscuits and gravy, honestly. And for anyone that says these are just scones, they aren't the same as scones. They're just so soft and fluffy. Like this, it's not a scone. I'm telling you. Brilliant, brilliant. Look at that. Look how thick that is. Yeah, look at that. Just can't get enough of it. Just cannot get enough of it.
All right, and that we're done for tonight.
Yep.
All right. Thank you to Lurkers Bot. Thank you to the chat. George, what's your final thoughts?
Yep.
All right. With that, we'll see you tomorrow for more. Until then, bye.
I believe that together we can make America great again. I believe that together we can make America great again.